It's the afternoon weather briefing. This is for Friday, the 16th of May. This is James Spann. Alabama's weather is expected nice, quiet, warm today. We'll see some thunderstorms arriving late tonight into early tomorrow morning. But what about the rest of the weekend? Let's kind of walk our way through all of this. We'll start with the upper air look this afternoon. And again, we have a very deep upper low that is over Minnesota and the Dakotas. And that produced a lot of severe weather last night over Wisconsin and Michigan. And we got some pretty active storms flaring now to the south of that over Missouri this afternoon. But around here, things are nice and quiet. Visible satellite view, the sky is totally sunny over South Alabama. Got a few high clouds over the northern half of the state, but there's nothing on radar. This is the radar composite across the region. All of the problems are in this region here. Southern Missouri, those are nasty-looking storms. Supercell storms clearly rotating. With potential for very large hail, maybe up to 3 inches in diameter or larger. And on top of that, you can see 1, 2, 3 tornado warning polygons in effect there. So again, very active weather north of Alabama this afternoon. Alabama stays quiet through the evening hours. Temperatures are in the 80s. We've got mostly mid-80s, although look at Dothan. They've hit 90 with a sunny sky. 87 for Montgomery and Mobile. 83 for Birmingham, Huntsville, 84. We'll check the watch warning map. We have a tornado watch in effect for northern Arkansas, southern Missouri, and to parts of southern Illinois, the yellow on that map. A severe thunderstorm watch, parts of northeast Tennessee, eastern Kentucky, and to adjacent parts of Virginia and North Carolina. A severe thunderstorm watch for Maryland and some of the adjacent states, and wind advisories up north. So through tonight, we have a level 4 out of 5 risk of severe storms from southeastern Missouri into Kentucky. And the broader risk running from Texas to the Atlantic coast. And again, as you look at the outlook here, keep in mind this runs through 7 a.m. tomorrow. So in Alabama, you see a risk of severe storms north of Birmingham. That's for storms that come in here late tonight after midnight. And the main issue will be from strong gusty winds. We'll take a look at modeling and talk about the timing in just a second. Then tomorrow there is a low-end marginal risk over the northern two-thirds of the state. That's level 1 out of 5. And pretty much the same thing on Sunday. A low-end marginal risk of severe storms. And I want to stress it's not going to be a rainy weekend. This will not be like the deal last Saturday. We just had that cool, soaking rain much of the day. Not this time. In fact, I would suggest a pretty decent part of the weekend will be dry. But let's keep going. This is the day 4 outlook. This is for Monday. An enhanced risk around Oklahoma City. The broader risk running from North Texas, north of Dallas-Fort Worth, up to near Des Moines. And on day 5, which is Tuesday, got a risk of severe storms just north and west of Alabama. And again, at this point, Alabama not in an outlook for Tuesday night or Wednesday morning. They might add a marginal risk. And again, we'll take a look at modeling here in a second. Here's a look at rain for the next 7 days, valid through Friday morning of next week. The Gulf Coast, hardly any rain at all. Looks good for those that are beach-bound, and many people will be. So many graduations have already happened. School year is wrapping up. Time to pack it up and head south. Rain for the northern half of the state, 1 to 2 inches. And parts of central Alabama, about 1/2 inch. So let's go model fans. See if we can answer your questions about what's going to happen over the next couple of days. This is the GFS. This is the 12Z run, valid tomorrow afternoon at 4. And you can see we got 2 features here. We've got the strong ridge over the Gulf, and we have a deep upper low that's just east of Michigan. And really the better dynamic forcing will be well to the north of here. And with a fairly weak zonal flow, the surface front to the north probably will not push through here. So again, this is the synoptic look. But let's get down to the high-resolution modeling. Let's kick it off tonight at 12 midnight. This is coming off the high-resolution HER. And we do note the CAMs, the convective allowing models here, are a little faster with the storms coming in here tonight. So you can see the storms coming into the shoals around 11 o'clock or midnight tonight. And this should be linear, a line. And with the better dynamic forcing to the north, the main issue, it's going to be strong winds. And the winds can be pretty strong as they come through the shoals initially around midnight. The latest run of the HER has the storms coming into Tuscaloosa, Birmingham, Gadsden, now around 3 to 4 a.m. This is 08Z, which is really 3 a.m. So, again, you're going to have some thunder in the middle of the night, and the winds will be picking up. It'll be gusty, but the storm should be weakening at that point. And again, remember, to be severe, you need 58-mile-per-hour winds. I really don't think we'll have that at that hour, but the winds could be 30, 35, 40 miles an hour. Just a gusty line of storms coming through. And then those storms should dissipate early tomorrow morning. And a really good chunk of the day should be dry. This is 9 o'clock tomorrow night, and the HRRR suggesting additional scattered storms could form over parts of South Alabama. But again, we're just seeing evidence that the better chance of a storm tomorrow, at least for the northern half of the state, will be early in the morning. And much of the rest of the day will be dry, very warm, highs in the 80s. And again, there could be, yes, a few scattered storms that develop anywhere in the afternoon and evening hours during the peak of the daytime heating process, but they should be random and fairly widely scattered. So this is after midnight tomorrow night. This is 4 a.m. Sunday, and the HRRR continues to suggest a little organized batch of storms could come through in the middle of the night tomorrow night. And again, winds could be gusty, but the severe threat with that would be relatively low. And then this is Sunday afternoon at 4, and there's just not much showing up at all. Now, this is the NAM, the North American Mesoscale model. But again, there could be a few spotty storms about Sunday afternoon, but probably not that many. So as you can see, a decent part of the weekend will likely be dry, but from time to time, there could be a storm. And again, for North Alabama, the better chance of a storm late tonight, early tomorrow morning, and then maybe a spotty storm in the middle of the night tomorrow night, and maybe a few random storms Sunday afternoon. But it will not rain all day. It's not going to rain everywhere over the weekend. Highs will stay in the 80s. So Monday, the front is still north of us, and there could be a few widely scattered storms. I'm sorry, hang on here. Let's go back. Now, that's Sunday we're looking at. Now, let's go to Monday. Monday, again, the ridge strengthens. And so I think much of the state will be dry. Highs, again, way up in the upper 80s, maybe low 90s in spots. And this is Tuesday. And this is when organized severe storms are possible north and west of Alabama. The day Tuesday here should be dry. And then Tuesday night, the batch of storms comes in here with a 1,003 millibar low that's over West Virginia. And again, most likely this will be a linear type line of storms Tuesday night or early Wednesday morning. And again, I wouldn't be shocked if SPC puts up a marginal risk for this, but it's not really a classic severe weather setup here. And then by Wednesday, the bulk of the showers moving on to the east. So we'll look at a pretty good round of rain and storms Tuesday night into Wednesday, especially Wednesday morning. And then Thursday, we have an air mass change, a dry continental air mass coming in from the north. It's going to be a cooler day, highs in the 70s. In fact, up around Huntsville, the Shoals, Scottsboro, you might be in the upper 60s. And that's with a sunny sky. And a week from today, Friday, May 23rd, upper low that's just east of New England. And again, a very cool morning. We're going to see some 40s, I think, for the cooler pockets. Otherwise, 50s to start the day. The high Friday will be in the 70s, a glorious day. And that air mass should set the stage for a really nice Memorial Day holiday weekend coming up with no rain and very comfortable temperatures. Let's go out 10 days. This is Memorial Day, Monday, May 26th. A weak zonal flow. Once again, we're in a dry air mass. So at this point, really, it looks great. Sunny days, fair nights, no rain for Thursday, Friday of next week, and through the upcoming holiday weekend. Rain for Birmingham coming off the GFS ensemble today. Got the mean about 1.5 inches between now and the end of May. Temperatures coming off the NBM, National Blend of Models. Upper 80s each day through Tuesday. Inevitably, some spots will be touching 90. Then on Wednesday, the high drops to 81, and by Thursday, the high dropping to 72. How about that? And notice for Birmingham, Friday morning of next week, a week from today, the low 53. Many spots will likely be in the upper 40s. And then for the Memorial Day weekend, highs in the 80s, lows in the 50s and 60s. And again, I don't have today's 8 to 14-day guidance in. Going a little early today. But this is for May 23rd through May 29th. This is the outlook issued yesterday. We're in the blue, below average, and that's for that air mass coming in here at the end of next week. And we must roll some Children's of Alabama Kid Cam, the 6th graders today. Phillips Academy, downtown Birmingham. Love it. I've been in that auditorium so many times over the years. They were great today. And they made that cool sign. And look at these cookies. Not one box, not two boxes, but three boxes. What a bonanza. But let me tell you, I know it's the end of the school year, but listen, you can learn science even in mid to late May. Had a great session today. Did some storm spotting. Talked about weather forecasting, hurricanes, tornadoes, winter storms, and much more. Love it. So again, to all these sixth graders at Phillips Academy in Birmingham, thanks a lot for a great visit earlier today. You know you guys are looking good. One more time, I thought we checked the radar coming out of Missouri, and that's just, that doesn't look good. That's rough. Supercell storms that are rotating, multiple tornado warning polygons in effect, large hail, very large hail likely, and the possibility of maybe a few strong tornadoes. By definition, that's EF2 or higher. And again, this is all within that moderate risk area, level 4 out of 5. This is well to the north of Alabama, southeastern Missouri, over into central Kentucky. And the better chance of any tornado activity tonight will be north of Alabama. We're expecting a line of storms coming into the Tennessee Valley around midnight tonight, progressing southward during the night, the pre-dawn hours, coming into Birmingham about 3, 4 a.m., and the main concern with that line will be from strong, gusty winds. And the storm should be weakening after midnight as they drop southward and the air becomes more stable. But as always, we'll be watching those carefully. So don't forget, tonight, it's Dress Like Spann night at the Birmingham Barons game. First pitch a little after 7 o'clock. I'll be doing the weather live there at 4, 5, and 6. And I'll be throwing out the first pitch. Got that arm all warmed up here. Listen, the suspenders and tie, you know how to dress like Spann, but listen, the other alternative, it's cargo shorts. Some really funny novelty socks would be good, and some very comfortable shoes. That would be dressing like Spann. But that's tonight. Tomorrow, it's a book signing. We're going to be at Tannehill State Park from 10 until 1. The storm should be over by then. Weather should be fine. And we're going to have all of our weather shirts. If you have anybody in your family that loves weather, bring them. We'll have the children's books. If you have kids that like weather, maybe they have a little fear of storms. It's good. In fact, this is one of our newest ones for maybe a child that wants to do what I've been doing for a living. And we've got, of course, All You Can Do Is Pray, the book about April 27, 2011, Weathering Life, My Story, and much more. So Tannehill State Park tomorrow from 10 until 1. And, of course, we invite you to watch us on television this evening, ABC 3340 News at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks a lot for watching. Have a marvelous weekend, and God bless.